We are in Goodwill doing some thrift shopping for spring home decor. Be sure you watch through to the end. I'm going to be sharing everything I bought in a thrifted styling haul. Hey there everyone, and welcome to another thrifting video here at Uniquely Lisa. We are in Goodwill looking for some great home decor to add to our space this spring. And we're starting here in the baskets. You can see that they had a pretty good selection on this particular day. This is a great time of year to scour the basket section for those Easter baskets for your kids or for decorating. So be sure when you hit up your local thrift store that you check out what they have to offer. There was a plethora of clocks on the shelf, and I don't know if somebody donated their entire collection or if Goodwill collected them all together and put them out at once, but you'll see here there were a ton of clocks, wall clocks and desk clocks, alarm clocks, all different varieties. Some were in better shape than others, but there was something of every style and decorating genre. So if you needed a clock, you could definitely have found one here at Goodwill today. You will probably notice that I have different shirt sleeves on throughout the video. I pop in and out of the Goodwill multiple times a week. Some days I don't even record. I'm just there to browse. Other days I record a lot. Some days there's just nothing at the thrift store to record, so I compile a lot of it together from the same week. This is a pretty small Goodwill. I don't have a lot of thrifting options where I am. So for me to get enough footage for y'all, I kind of have to do it like that sometimes. Sometimes I get lucky and the thrifting fairies are on my side and there is plenty to choose from and record in all one trip. But I just wanted to throw that out there, being transparent with how these thrifting videos are put together and what I share here on my channel. It's not always a jackpot win at the thrift store. You can see that there is a lot of great decor. I liked this pewter candlestick, and there's still some Christmas decor left over on the shelves, and these angels were part of that. A super cute little find, but I left this treasure for somebody else. Tried to figure out what was in this bag. I was not sure. I think it was ties or maybe karate belts. If you know what these are, drop me a comment and tell everybody below, because I sure couldn't figure it out. Another thing, if you know what this is, drop it down in the comments and share. It looked like a Kleenex holder, but it clearly was not, and it had this big tall stand at the top. I couldn't figure out what it was, but it has been at the thrift store for a while, and the last time I was in, it is still there. So clearly, I'm not the only one that doesn't know what this is and what it is used for. I love little pottery pieces like this that are signed and personalized. I can just imagine the history that goes along with pieces like this. There's still some fall decor to be had and a lot of other just little miscellaneous tchotchkes and home decor. This was a really nice and heavy pewter piece. This tray was very intricately designed. It was $3.99, and I could tell it came from the antique mall that a booth was probably shutting down and they donated what didn't sell. And again, thinking of spring, this baby blue distressed dish here with the birds, so cute and so fun for the upcoming season. Just like with the baskets, the frames and pictures and wall hangings is another section that I try to look at every single time I'm in the thrift store. You just never know what you're going to find here, and I always try to keep an open mind. Color can be changed, pictures can be swapped out. You can totally redo a picture frame and give it a new look and reinvent it into something that actually fits your space. But this is one decor item that is very expensive to buy new, so if you can find something at the thrift store that works for your decorating, then that's definitely the way to go. As winter slowly starts to ease into early spring, I thought these pictures would have been pretty for the spring decorating. The aesthetic and colors are not quite what goes in my home, but they were very attractive, and I can just see them looking so beautiful hanging up in somebody's house. And this bunny picture, loved it. It looked older and vintage. I don't know if it was or if it was just a recreation. It's never too early to start looking for those thrifted finds for spring and Easter. It is going to be here before we know it. Easter is early this year. It is on March 31st. So I will be starting all of my spring decorating very shortly, and then I will be adding my Easter decor a little bit closer to the actual date there. Here are another couple of spring pictures that would be wonderful to decorate with, and the price point here at this particular Goodwill is fairly decent and is not too overpriced. I did some looking into this after a lot of the comments on my previous thrifting videos, and each store has different pricing policies. They are locally managed and I wouldn't say owned necessarily, but each store gets to do their own pricing. That's why you may see such a huge fluctuation between like what I share and what you see at your store. I know when I have traveled, there are a couple of stores in a town I go to often, and one store is outrageous and ridiculous, and the other is even and fairly priced. So that's kind of what I learned from the research that I recently did. I've mentioned it quite a bit that my son just got married and is moving into a new home with his new bride. And I found these dividers at Goodwill, and they were such a good price. One is even the Home Edit. So I got that for them. I took them home, cleaned them up, and they were able to use them as they move into their new space to organize it and get it set up. So great find. Keep an eye out for those clear storage containers. I see them off and on, especially this time of year as everybody is purging and cleaning and donating their old stuff and feel the need to get new. You can snag what they got rid of. This landscape oil painting was $39.99 at Goodwill. I picked it up for a recent makeover decorating in my husband's office on like the den side of it where we casually sit and just hang out. So I found this, and that was actually the inspiration for that entire makeover project. So if you haven't seen that, I'll have that video linked down below. You can go check out how one thrifted piece can turn into a whole new room design. I also found a few other thrifted items that I put in that room. One of them being this little pedestal cocktail table. I got this at an estate sale for $5. It has a faux leather top, and when I styled it at the end of my sofa, it just looks so elegant and pretty and ties in that traditional style that I like and love with also a more transitional, newer, modern style. So it works good and looks great in that space. I had recently seen this Hearth and Hand woven lidded box at Target for $12. So when I saw this little wicker coaster set in this lidded box, it immediately made me think of that Target find. But it was only $1.99, so I snagged it because this is how you can recreate that look, but on a budget. And thrifting items like this is so great because then you don't feel like you have to keep it around forever. You can redonate it and switch up your look more frequently. I think it is a great design hack. It wasn't in perfect or pristine condition, but the little bit of damage that there was can be turned to the back, and it's not that big of a deal to me. I think this is probably vintage, but I cannot say that for 100% certainty. But it is a great little addition here in our new office den space, and we have coasters now, so we don't have to set our cups on that glass coffee table top. I ended up purchasing that pewter tray that I shared in the shopping portion of this thrifting video for $3.99. I couldn't pass up the intricate rose design of it. It was dirty and needed a little TLC. Scrubbed that down with some Dawn dish soap and it looks brand new. I'm styling it here on my bathroom counter to hold some wash rags and just set a very elegant spa-like feel. These are the little touches you can add around your home that make it look elegant and high-end without spending a whole lot of money. Another great find that I couldn't pass up was this vintage handled wooden bowl. I thought it was so unique and pretty. It was $3.99. It also came from a booth at the Antique Mall. I'm sure the same place as that pewter tray. I am going to style it here on my little table in my family room. A lot of the items that I'm using right here were thrifted, like these brass candlesticks. The book that they are sitting on was a good thrift find. And then my favorite Amazon battery powered candlesticks, not thrifted, but an awesome little find. And then I had some Spanish moss, so I'm going to use that to fill up the bowl, breaking up that brown color and just adding that touch of spring. I'm also thinking that I might want to strip off this stain and finish. It is a little orange for my taste. I have more of a cherry wood stain on all my trim around my home. So I don't know if I should do that or not. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I strip it and restain it? I loved the slim profile of this mirror for $2.99. That was a great price, but it is looking a little dated again with that stain. This looks more 80s, early 90s, and not quite the look I am going for in my home. So nothing a little rub and buff cannot fix. You just take a pea-sized portion of it on a gloved finger, rub it over that wood frame after you have cleaned it. You can go as heavy or as light as you want. I wanted a little bit of that wood grain to show through. And then you have the perfect little mirror to layer, to hang in a small space, and to style around your home. next to brass candlesticks, wood candlesticks are a favorite of mine. This one had a very pretty and unique shape to it. This is another item I may end up refinishing, either painting it or just stripping it as I use it throughout my home. But for now, I have added it to my mantle in my Valentine's decor. Just a wonderful basic piece to add into your spring home decor collection. Baskets like this are so expensive, so to have found this one at the thrift store for such a great price, I was excited. It's a little misshapen. As soon as the weather gets warmer, I'm going to wet it and then reshape it. You can do that by folding it in on itself like this, and then when you pull it back out, it will be the correct and uniform shape. Obviously not here because I haven't wet it yet. You can also fold it in on itself and use it as a shorter white basket. So multiple uses for this. I can use it to put blankets and throws. You can put a faux potted plant in this. I am actually going to use this in an organization project. You are sure to see this basket down the road in future videos. I absolutely love thrifting lamps and making them over. This one had a really pretty shape to it. It's a tiny miniature lamp. It just needs a new lampshade and a new finish. I am hoping to work on another video that features thrifted lamps that I DIY, giving you all kinds of techniques and ideas on how to update them and make them look stylish and modern. I told you how much I loved this unique signed pottery dish, so I grabbed it for the fall. I know that is a long ways off, but it will be the perfect color to decorate with when the time comes. For spring decorating, I love to use little birds, so I could not pass up on this bird dish. It was so pretty and it was only $3.99. The color is so pretty and just says spring. I have this thrifted wooden stool. I got this back early summer last year and it did not look like this. I stripped it down and restained it in a very simple DIY. I will link that video for you so you can check it out. So this is where I'm going to set up my new little bird feeder dish. These flowers I picked up before Christmas at Goodwill. It was 99 cents for a bunch. They had 2 of them, so I grabbed them both, gave them a good washing to get any dust off of them, and now I can just style them here in this crystal vase along with that really pretty bird feeder dish. Simple but pretty spring decor. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before I give you the grand total of everything I spent on today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, come back for the next video. I would love to have you here. My grand total for the thrifts today was $79.88 before taxes. $40 of that though was that large framed canvas. Thank you so much for being here. Until I see you in the next video, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day and happy thrifting.